What is going on, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Last night, episode 2 of Hard Knocks. We got it. Let's talk about it. Everything that happened, we're going to go over in today's video. But before we do, I would just like to point out that the majority of you guys, about 90%, are not subscribed to the channel. So if that is you, do me a favor, hit that big red subscribe button. Also, drop a like on the video and let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on episode 2 of Hard Knocks. Wasting no time, let's get right into it. It opened up with a team meeting where Mike McCarthy was addressing the team ahead of the Arizona game. We all know the Cowboys lost that game, unfortunately, but it is a preseason game, so we're going to try not to read too much into it from a win-loss perspective. But the speech that Mike McCarthy gave, a lot of explicitives in there, and I'm going to try and keep this channel PG-13 for the most part. That might change if the Cowboys are, I don't know, 4 games that are 500 as we get midway through the season. But as for right now, PG-13 is what I'm going to try to keep it at. So I'm not going to recite everything he said, but Mike McCarthy, let's just say I like him. I like him a lot, and he is a major step up from Jason Garrett. I understand we saw the football side of Jason Garrett in All or Nothing, but Mike McCarthy miles ahead. And that is exactly the type of, I don't want to call it swagger, but let's go with, trying to think of a word. Let's go with strictness that I feel like this team needs. And, Mike McCarthy's been here for a year, but we didn't really get to see him last year due to the COVID and all the protocols. The NFL wasn't really allowing us a up close and personal look. And especially with Hard Knocks, you're getting that and then some. And I think for a lot of Cowboy fans, they're really impressed with Mike McCarthy and like him as a coach. For anyone that wanted Mike McCarthy gone after last season, you need to just you need to wake up, because that's just pure ignorance. Mike McCarthy's a good head coach, and he proved it, I think, for a lot of people in that team meeting, the opening scene of last night's Hard Knocks. Shortly after, they kind of, for about 10 minutes or so, they centered a segment on Ben DiNucci, and you really saw everyone except Mike McCarthy kind of just like go in on Ben, especially I think it was not the offensive coordinator. It might have been a quarterback's coach or something. Someone was going over film with Ben, and they were talking about a certain play Ben had. It was a terrible thing. They didn't show us the play, but I mean, you could tell by the way he was talking to DiNucci that, I mean, he was saying stuff like, your eyes are over here. What are they doing over here? You have nothing over here to help you out. It's really hard to explain it because, I'm not a coach. I don't have that charisma, but just know that this Cowboys coaching staff is aware of Ben DiNucci's lack of success. And it was shown last night during somewhat of the opening part of Hard Knocks. Towards the end, they showed, a nice little comforting moment of him and Micah Parsons playing chess, and Ben DiNucci won that. So in my opinion, I think Ben needs to stick to chess because I don't think he's really got a spot on this team. Okay, I will say this one thing about Ben DiNucci, though. He's fast. They did showcase him in camp towards the end, and that's the one thing I will say about Ben DiNucci's game that I like is his mobility. But ultimately, as a quarterback, he's not the guy, and we talked so much about his relationship with Mike McCarthy and how that might save him a practice squad spot, but he just hasn't progressed at all. We're almost 3 weeks into camp, and I haven't seen really anything positive other than his mobility out of Ben DiNucci, and I just don't think that's enough in order to even make this practice squad. So at this point, I think Ben DiNucci should be a lock for a roster cut, if not next week, definitely the week after when the Cowboys finalize their roster at 53. DeMarcus Lawrence, they did a little segment on him, just showing his veteran leadership. I know a lot of people have talked about DeMarcus Lawrence and have had their doubts just because he's been with the team for a long time, and a lot of the guys in the locker room are essentially one of him. But I mean, listen, I think DeMarcus Lawrence is a great leader. I'd personally rather have a personality like Richard Sherman, and not specifically Richard Sherman because there's a lot of stuff going on with him, and I don't think he's going to fight his way back in the league, but a personality like Richard Sherman. But I'm not mad with DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, they really, showed his ability to lead as a veteran, and, he's good at that, and I just thought that was a nice little touch that they threw that in there. Another personality showcase was the defensive line coach. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Let me look it up real quick. I should have put it in my notes. I know I tweeted it out last night. I can't find it. I got to get on with this video. But it's like something, it starts with an A and ends with a D. I don't know what his name is, but English personality. it's just Hard Knocks feature. It's nothing like newsworthy. He's a cool guy, and I think it's good for this Cowboys coaching staff, just really getting an insight. He looks like he's a hard, determined coach, and I like him leading our defensive line. But I mean, what more do you really want me to say? I mean, I like him as a coach. That's all I got for you. Terrell Basham. Okay, this was awesome. Okay, I really love how the production crew looked at Terrell Basham and said, we need to do a segment on Terrell, because I'm a huge fan of Terrell Basham. I think if Terrell Basham can get back healthy, because he did get injured in that joint practice on Saturday against the Rams. You saw that in Hard Knocks if you didn't see it already a few weeks ago. But I think Terrell Basham, if he can get healthy, he is vital to this team's pass rush success. I've talked about this many times before, but with DeMarcus Lawrence only getting older, having played through injury last year, and just now coming off the physically unable to perform list, in football, especially as an older guy, as a veteran, you're not going to stay healthy forever. I mean, we're seeing that with La'el Collins and Tyron Smith, so there's no guarantee DeMarcus Lawrence plays all 17. Same can be said for Randy Gregory. He's experiencing a workload in the NFL like none other. He's never played a full season. This is his first. Football is a demanding sport physically, and if you haven't been through that before, an entire season, it might take a toll on your body. So at some point, it's fair to say, or safe to say, I should say, that either Gregory or DeMarcus Lawrence will go down, and I think that's where Terrell Basham comes in. We've seen a lot of Dorrance Armstrong this past week or so at the end of Oxnard in the game against Arizona, and then further into these practices at the Star in Frisco, really shine. But if Terrell Basham can get healthy and get back to where he wants to be, I think the improvements for Terrell can really shed light onto the depth chart of this pass rush off the edge. So hopefully, fingers crossed that he comes back healthy. Because I want to see Terrell Basham succeed. The fight that they showed in that joint practice was awesome. Guys, I can't really explain or show. Well, I can't show. I can explain, but I can't really show you what I'm talking about, because HBO Max is a monthly paid subscription service. So if I was to show it, I would probably get hit with a copyright strike. I apologize. I can only explain. It was cool, man. That's all I really got for you. It was cool. So, if you want to go see it for yourself, I know NFL Films posts quite a bit of Hard Knocks content on their Twitter, or just go get you an HBO Max subscription. But it was awesome. That's all I'm going to say on that. A couple more things. They made notice CeeDee Lamb just kind of featured in for about 5 minutes. The buzz, the hype, it's real. I'm a huge fan of CeeDee Lamb. Probably my favorite player on this team other than Micah Parsons. Just young, exciting, 88, everything about CeeDee Lamb I like, and I think he's going to be great in the years to come. Also, they showcased Micah Parsons a little bit, just as we saw in the first Hard Knocks. He's still fast. He still does a lot. That play specifically where he and Keanu Neal got on Max Williams, the Arizona tight end, and forced that fumble early in the preseason game on Friday. They kind of gave us insight to that. It was really awesome to see. But just kind of like I said in the first recap video, there's nothing really, no real headlines. Everything that we see in Hard Knocks is stuff we've already gone over. So, I mean, it was just cool to get an insight and a cool, like, up-close and personal look at it. All right, last but definitely not least, Azu Kamara. I had no clue this guy, where he came from. I think the story on him was really cool. If you want to read more about him, I'm sure there's articles all over the internet about Azu Kamara, especially after today. The story was really cool. It's a spotlight on a player Cowboys fans may not know. It was a little sad to see him get beat towards the end because of his size, but showing his family at the Arizona game beyond the practices, and then him doing well. He got I believe it was a sack that never happened because of a false start on the offense. Azu Kamara, I like his story. A very inspirational guy. I just hope that he can continue and improve on his success that he saw late in that Arizona game on Friday, and hopefully get another shot at the 53-man roster. Hopefully he makes it past the second round of roster cuts on Tuesday. If he gets a practice squad spot, he gets a practice squad spot. I don't know if he's still eligible. I have to imagine he is. I'm a huge fan of Azu Kamara personally. I like him. I like his story. And like I said, if you want to read more about him, because I don't have the entire spiel right here, and if I did, we'd be here for another 10, 15 minutes. You can just search up his name, and I can guarantee you there's some stories out there about him. It's a really cool thing to read about. I advise you to. That is all I've got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Tomorrow I'm going to have an injury update video going over guys like Dak Prescott, La'el Collins, who left practice today with a neck injury, Neville Gallimore, we know right now is going to be out for probably a good portion of the season. We'll dive a little bit deeper into that tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that video. Then later on this week, a preview game of the Cowboys and Texans from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, which I will be at. I don't know if I'm going to vlog that yet or not. I really don't feel comfortable vlogging out in public, but in order to succeed, gotta reach outside your comfort zone. So we'll see what happens. As for today, though, that is all I have for you guys. Like I said, if you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all tomorrow.